today. We're also donating $1.25 million in crisis response. We're making a $450,000 grant to Schreiner University, who has converted its entire campus into emergency operations and dorm center for first responders. It is operating 24 hours a day. It is feeding people. It is housing people. It is reuniting families with loved ones. It is doing so much, and so many others. This is only the beginning. This community, this region, and this state is not ready for the power of philanthropy that is coming to this town. We are going to do so much good because we are from Texas, and Texans step up and we handle it. These funds will be given to more than 20 nonprofits today. You can see the full list of nonprofits on our website, and you'll hear from a few of our grantees shortly on how they plan to use the funds today. They will talk about how people in our community can access these much-needed funds today. During times of disaster, it is critically important for philanthropy and community to work in partnership with government. So I am honored to introduce our United States Congressman, Chip Roy.
Well, Austin, thank you. Thank all of you for being here this morning. And just thank you to the entire community for showing up. You know, I mean, right behind me in the park, my family comes here every year for 4th of July. We were supposed to be here last Friday. In that river right down there, my kids, when they were little, that's where we took them, and we'd be swimming and we'd be hanging out on the 4th of July. This is a central part to a time when people from all over the state, and frankly all over the country, come to this part of the country to celebrate. And we know what happened a week ago, and that tragedy is something that's going to stick with us for a very long time. It's one of the hardest things I've certainly ever had to do in my life. Last Sunday when I was here and I was going out and visiting, I mean, right up here I had some of my college classmates picking up their little girls after they'd been evacuated and brought right up here. In fact, I met them right here in this pavilion. But this is what we're seeing right now this morning from the Community Foundation. That's who we are as Texans. And I want this to be a model for the entire country, a model for the world, what it means when people of faith, people of conviction stand up to help their fellow neighbors and to help their communities. What you're seeing with the local companies, HEB, James Avery, is extraordinary, and you don't want to single those two out. There's so many that have stepped up to the plate. My phone's been ringing off the hook in D.C. from corporations in D.C. that have stepped to the plate and have contributed and been a big part of the funds of the $30 million that Austin's talking about, and that number is going to grow. The fact that in 1 week, $5 million has already been distributed and granted through this organization is a testament to the competence and also the heart and the spirit of the Community Foundation and why it's such a great organization and why it's so important that the dollars continue to flow. People are all focused on this right now, but this is going to be happening in 2 weeks, in a month, in 6 months, in a year. We need this to continue. And so I ask for everybody watching this or that are hearing this news today, which is great news, keep it up and keep the dollars flowing and keep giving to the Community Foundation. These folks know the people on the ground. They know who needs it. And the way that they've thoughtfully distributed this in terms of people, in terms of businesses, in terms of first responders and the crisis of family reunification is extraordinary, and it tells you the depth of how much they know and understand the community. And, I'm going to stop and pass the mic over here in 1 second. But you might wonder, this hat says, if you look at it, it says, "Hi, I'm Uncle Joe." The line from a Robert Orkean song from Furnace Fan. We had these hats made up when he was doing his farewell tour. Well, Robert's back. He's not on his farewell tour anymore. And we're glad for it. But my point is, back when we listened to Robert every July 4th, and Robert's going to be doing a great concert in August, I think August 28th at the Whitewater Amphitheater, and I believe the proceeds from that are also going to go to the Community Foundation, at least in part or significantly. And I want to thank Robert and thank all of the people from the community that have stepped up, irrespective of politics, irrespective of anybody's view of the world, because this is all about being Texans. This is all about stepping up for the people that we love and just enveloping everybody in prayer. The stories that we're getting out of this and the enduring images of this is going to be those little girls singing hymns on a bus, coming back, looking at the devastation, but understanding that we get our strength through God and we get our strength from our love for one another, and not from anywhere else. So thank you, Austin. Thanks to everybody who's here. We're going to rebuild. We're going to work together with the government, state, local, and federal. But importantly, the philanthropy and the support from the community and the people who love this place, we're going to rebuild, and we're going to be better than ever. But right now, we keep grieving and putting our arms around everybody and loving one another while we continue to do this. So thank you, and God bless you. Thanks, Austin.
I'd now like to welcome Dr. Chris Avery, Chairman of the Board of James Avery Company.
Thank you, Austin. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's been a tough week. It's a somber moment, but I think it's a holy moment too. So I am Chris Avery with James Avery, Chairman of the Board. I'd like to also introduce a few people with me from the company here today. John McCullough, who's our CEO, Susan Simpson, who's our CFO, Ty Richardson, who's our CHRO, and Paula Johnson, who's our Director of Charitable Giving. Thank you. Austin, I also want to say, as Chip said, what an amazing result already with the outpouring of philanthropy from people, but your execution, getting this money out within a week. I was thinking a few days ago, we were talking about among our group, how soon is it going to be for money to get out to people who really need it? So what a testament to your organization in Kerrville. I also want to thank Congressman Roy, the whole state of Texas, Governor Abbott, all the local government officials, county, and so forth, law enforcement, first responders, fire departments. This is what crisis management, crisis response, and coordination and real leadership looks like. I mean, you all have been an example to the entire nation of how to lead through a crisis. I need these. So to all those who have been so tragically impacted by the recent flooding, all of us at James Avery are deeply sorrowful, and we grieve with you and we pray for you. I think everyone knows someone who has been affected. And like so many who are dealing with heartbreaking loss, our family too shares in your pain as we grieve not only the loss of some dear friends over this last week, but also a young beloved family member, Renee, who died while at Camp Mystic. Kerrville and the Hill Country have always been home to us. It's where my dad and mom started this business, where our wonderful associates live and work, and where our story began. Our company roots run deep. Our people, our values, and our story are all tied to this community. And we particularly have a very deep connection with Camp Mystic. My father first started making camp charms nearly 70 years ago. And in fact, our entire charm line actually began with my dad first designing and making charms for the Mystic campers and counselors. I remember going out there with him on Sundays when I was 3 or 4 years old. He would take the first designs, and the young Mystic girls, campers, would come around and start giving him input, and he'd go back and design and come back with new pieces. And visiting our Kerrville store has become part of the annual camp experience for generations of Mystic girls and their moms and dads. And generations of our own family have attended that camp since the 1950s. Yet along with all this tragedy and destruction, it's been incredible seeing such an outpouring of love, compassion, and giving. The gracious sacrifice and dedication of all these first responders, not only locally but from all over the country. The rescue teams, the searchers, all the volunteers and companies bringing in food and supplies and equipment. And as Austin alluded to earlier, a special shout out and thank you to HEB, another Kerrville original. And what a great company and culture. for all those volunteering to clean homes and clearing land and cleaning up debris, all the donations, kind words, and support from everywhere. We are all so very grateful. And we are grateful, too, for the amazing financial support this community has received, for the tremendous response towards the Community Foundation, as well as the support of so many other organizations dedicated to relief efforts, essential needs, mental health services, repairs, rebuilding, and so on. Along with the $500,000 we are contributing to the Community Foundation, we at James Avery are also committing another $500,000 to various organizations and charities. In addition, we've seen an overwhelming positive response to our commitment to donate all of the proceeds from our Deep in the Heart of Texas charm to future aid and relief efforts. At this moment, we estimate at this time this endeavor may amount to as much as an additional $4 to $5 million that will go to the essential needs of our community and people. To everyone lending a hand, giving what they can, or simply praying for all those impacted, thank you. It matters so much. And I'll end with this. As we all know, there is so much to be done. It will take months and years to heal and rebuild, but that process has already begun. We in this hill country and throughout all the areas in Texas that have been affected by the tragedy of this flood are a strong community and people, bound by a common faith that we will be with those we love and lost once again someday. But in the meantime, until then, we will be here for each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Avery. In addition to our, or inclusive of our $1.25 million in grants directly for business assistance that we mentioned earlier, within that amount, we have made a grant to the Kerrville Chamber of Commerce Foundation of $700,000 for emergency cash grants to local small businesses. Their CEO is here, Mindy, and we're grateful for you taking on that responsibility. We also have the Executive Director of the LIFT Fund, Amy Herford, here, who is also a grantee, and she's going to explain how the LIFT Fund is also going to help local businesses. Amy.
Good morning. I'm Amy Herford, President and CEO of LIFT Fund, one of the nation's largest small business nonprofit lenders based just down the road in San Antonio. Today is not just professional for me, it's personal. My daughter went to Camp Waldemar. My twin boys are classmates of girls that passed from Camp Mystic. Like many of you, my heart is heavy and committed. We're here today to provide rapid relief to the backbone of this community, small businesses. At LIFT Fund, we've spent decades responding to disasters across Texas and beyond. Our mission is to deliver rapid, responsible capital to small businesses in crisis, because when small businesses fall, communities unravel. Small businesses are more than storefronts. They're the parents, coaches, taxpayers. They really are the backbone of every town. When they can't reopen, families move away, jobs disappear, and hope fractures. National data shows that 40% of small businesses will permanently close if they can't get access to funding within the first 2 weeks of disaster, and 25% more will close within that year. That's why LIFT Fund launched the Hill Country Disaster Recovery Fund. We have boots on the ground here, offering grants and no-interest loans. These funds are going to help businesses replace inventory, clean up damage, make payroll, and restore operations quickly. We are deeply grateful to the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country for your extraordinary $550,000 gift. Thanks to you and to generous support from other partners like Wells Fargo, Methodist Healthcare Ministries, and HEB, Live Fund is now mobilizing over $1.6 million in relief and counting for this community. To every small business owner and employee affected, you are not forgotten. You are not alone. We see your strength, and we're here to help you rise faster, stronger, and together. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. I'd now like to welcome Major Phil Swires from the Salvation Army, which runs the Kerrville Croc Center here in Kerrville. They are receiving a grant to give direct financial assistance to families, and we're so grateful for their help. Major Swires, welcome.
Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to be here today and represent the tens of thousands of individuals, groups, volunteers that have generously responded with an outpouring of love. 100% of disaster funds received by the Salvation Army are used for disaster relief. The items and contributions that have been collected are not ours. We are just the stewards of generous Texans who have entrusted us with them to distribute to those affected by this tragedy in our community. Our mobile feeding units have been providing food and water, as well as spiritual care to first responders and those that have had their lives changed forever. Our social service office has already begun distributing gift cards, cleanup kits, shovels, and other supplies to our neighbors, also dropping off pallets of supplies and water to areas for people to come and get, and who may have lost everything. Our plan is to open a disaster assistance center where other agencies and partners can distribute through their own channels assistance from those that are items that we have received to their clients as well. We will hire case managers who will assist our clients with FEMA numbers and long-term recovery as people rebuild their lives and homes. Thank you to the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country for this generous gift. We will purchase additional gift cards and supplies to provide ongoing and immediate relief assistance on behalf of those donors. We plan to be this not only in the short term, starting on day one in a parking lot after a call at 6:30 in the morning, but to be here up to 2 years or until the need has been taken care of. Our prayer is that the service provided will help to bring comfort and compassion to those that have suffered in our community unimaginable loss and grief, so that each tomorrow may bring more hope than the day before. God bless you. God bless Texas. God bless its generous people. And may God continue to bless those who today find themselves still in grief. Amen.
Thank you, Major. Inclusive of our $1.25 million grant to first responders, we're giving $250,000 of unrestricted money to 5 volunteer fire departments in Kerr County. We know there are so many other volunteer fire departments that have come to our aid from Kimball County, from Gillespie County, our friends down the river in Kendall County, from Bandera, from Real, and almost every other county in Texas. There is more support on the way. But for today, in week 1, we made grants unrestricted to the departments that are directly adjacent to the river and directly need unlimited or unrestricted support. In addition to the $250,000 unrestricted grant to the Hunt Fire Department, we are also giving the Hunt Volunteer Fire Department a $500,000 grant exclusively to give cash assistance to people that live in the Hunt area and between Hunt and Ingram. The volunteer fire department in Hunt has been devastated. And the Hunt community, if you have been out there, you can describe for yourself what you have seen. The Hunt Volunteer Fire Department, in addition to be a first responder agency, has converted itself into a crisis center, directly helping families with this assistance. And now I'd like to welcome their chief up to say a few words. Lee Poole.
Thank you, Austin. Myself, everyone in my department, everyone in the city of Hunt, I've got two words, and they're big words. And those two words are very simple, but they go a long way. Thank you. Thank you. The magnitude, the sheer magnitude of the support that we've been getting in Hunt is just unbelievable. You have to come see it to believe it. Yes, we have departments from all over the state. I've been seeing trucks from Nevada, people from out of state coming in to pitch in. My phone is ringing nonstop. We feel the love. And once again, thank you. The support for our first responders and our volunteers have just been nonstop. We receive donations, just the kindness, the generosity, people coming in and giving money out of their own pockets just to support what we're doing in Hunt, to support our citizens and help people get back on their feet. This is the Lord's work. God is present in Kerr County. God is present in people's hearts. It's obvious. We see it. We see the true generosity in people, and we thank you. Resources, operations, they keep pouring in, and we continue to need those supports. We know this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. And everyone I talk to in Hunt, citizens, people that I work with, we have a goal, and that goal is to get Hunt back together, back to where it used to be, back to where people enjoy coming out and spending time together as family and friends and enjoying each other in the community of Hunt that we have. Thank you so much, Kerr County. Austin, what you're doing with the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country in support of everybody is just amazing. We can't thank everybody enough for the support that you have given us. God bless every single one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chief. In addition, or inclusive of the $1.25 million that we're giving for crisis assistance, I already mentioned a grant to Schreiner University. Thank you, Dr. McCormick, and your senior leadership team, some of whom are here today. I see you. Thank you for answering the call. We're also inclusive of that grant, making grants to local nonprofits who have converted themselves into reunification centers and shelters, including the theater next door, the Arcadia. One of our beloved musical venues was a reunification center for campers and families. All of these donations have come from the public, but you need to know one story. When parents were reunited with families at Arcadia, somebody, a local high school student was helping, and one of the parents who drove from another city in Texas to pick up their daughter at the Arcadia tipped this young high school person who was running water and doing logistics at the Arcadia $40. He walked down to the Community Foundation with these two $20 bills, and he said, "I'd like to donate this to the Flood Relief Fund." That was the first donation into these grants to support these reunification centers. Churches, school districts, nonprofits will be receiving a grant of gratitude from the Community Foundation, but more importantly, from the people who have been helping. In addition, and inclusive of these grants, we're also making a $150,000 grant to Kerrville Pets Alive. who has done the gruesome task of cremating animals and reuniting animals with families. We're also making a $150,000 grant to Freeman Fritz, an animal shelter and surgery center in town, who's patching up beloved family companions and returning them where they need to go. Thank you to those as well. While $30 million has been raised, much more is needed. We foresee a 5-phase recovery plan. Right now, immediate financial assistance, which you heard about today. More will be coming. We see a second phase related to cleanup of our community. We also see a third phase of repair of our community, which includes not only physical structures, but mending our hearts and mending our minds with mental health resources that we will need in the short, medium, and long term. We also see a rebuilding phase to bring back Hunt and to bring back these camps and to bring back Kerrville to what we need it to be. And then long-term recovery after that. The Community Foundation will assemble a community advisory committee of 12 to 15 local leaders who will oversee the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund, take in information, and make data-driven and heart-led decisions about local response to local needs with these funds. We will provide another update to the community by the end of the month on our next steps with the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund and the Community Foundation's response. This is not the Community Foundation's work. This is a collective effort of our community, of the state of Texas, of the United States, and frankly, the world. People from all corners of the earth. I've talked to people in Japan, Europe, Africa, South America. We have people from Mexico helping. Everybody is helping out. Everyone is in community with us. What I've also noticed is everyone here has been transformed. Not only have our hearts been transformed, but we have physically transformed into someone new. We might have done one job before, but now we have a new job and a new sense of purpose. Everyone has become a helper, and everyone has become a hero. Thank you for your support and encouragement. You are making all of this possible for the Community Foundation to be a servant in this critical time. We encourage continued donations at communityfoundation.net. I can't thank you enough for being here and paying attention to this matter. Thank you.
We'll now go ahead and break for some interviews, so please see myself, Kat, or Matt. Raise your hands if you'd like to talk to anyone. Thanks so much for being here, everybody.